Hello world, it's your boy Pimp B the Cash Guy. Thank you for tapping in and subscribing to my new channel. Now my whole channel is based on athletes born, raised, and played in the LA City section, born from the years probably 80 to today. And this is my first episode, and my player randomly, I'm gonna go off the top of my head, who's from LA, born in LA, and played in LA. I'm gonna talk about my boy Jason Philly Ferguson. Now, Jason Philly Ferguson was born in like '85. He went to John Burroughs Junior High. He went to Fairfax High School, and he also attended the University of Hawaii. Now, Jason Philly Ferguson is one of probably a million players from the Los Angeles city section of athletes, and I grew up with him personally. I know him since probably the sandbox, right? And I'm a hell of an athlete myself. I'm good in multiple sports. Probably a little out of shape and chubby, but I'm still give you that work. But first, talking about growing up with Philly from a young age, since we were young boys, you know what I'm saying? Like in summer camp or something, he was always a special type of athlete, really small stature. My boy was about 5'4", a buck 50, wet, soaking wet. And I don't really have to mention this, but my boy was like a mixed breed. He was like a Drake type nigga, you know what I'm saying? But the nigga he was just one of the guys though. Race didn't matter. It didn't come into play about him, his greatness. He was just good, noticeably from everybody around. And I first noticed that he was probably a special athlete competing in the same ranks as I was. Probably flag football, B. Like when you playing flag football, everybody know flag football. Like we was little tykes, you know what I'm saying? And but my boy was so Barry Sanders quick with the shakes. I don't think dude ever got his flag took like that. Somebody had to tackle him or something. It was some cheating shit. But he was nice. I ain't no cock riding, no homo pause, all that shit. I just recognize real skill and real talent, right? So my boy was from that day, early years in flag to his later years, he was good in football, heavy, and he was, dibble dabbling in basketball a little bit as well. But he was, like I said, he was 5'4", so his basketball career wasn't probably gonna oversee or overtake the possibility of his football career, spiking to the roof. You know what I'm saying? So straight up, Jason Ferguson was probably first year he played JV in high school. Second year went straight to VAR. Now this is rare because somebody at this size and stature playing VAR in LA City section, safe to say you might die if you get hit. But my boy being 5'4", a buck 50, soaking wet, fearless in the trenches. I'm talking about like he taking bubble screens and shit. 5'4", buck 50 against NFL niggas for sure. I'm talking about for sure. I know I played against at least 5 people I can name on top went to the NFL. That's a video later to be talked about with our LA City section athletes. That if you're not even from LA, respectably, I know your city probably got some beasts and some hogs in it, but me being from LA, I'm giving you from my experiences, and from my observation of all the athletes coming up in my section, that's what I can give you. I can't give you something from somebody in Florida or somebody in Texas because I ain't never played ball out there or I never lived there. But J. Philly Ferguson, long story short, sophomore year, varsity, mainly kick return, some part-time receiver, but he was a return guy.
My boy taking shit to the crib on a Devin Hester rate. You know what I'm saying? No cap, man. I seen everybody play. I seen Devin Hester play. This nigga was the coldest of them all. And it's another dude out there that Philly Ferguson, Jason Ferguson, who would tap me into. He's from the Bay Area. I'm gonna get back with you on him. He's a special case. His name is Clifton Smith. But I think I seen his highlights in high school tapes. He might have been the only dude colder than Philly, Jason Ferguson, in the return special teams area. Okay, so that was his sophomore year. Sophomore year, I ain't gonna give you the exact numbers, but my man probably had like 5,000 all-purpose type shit, and probably had like 30, 40 touchdowns. Taking shit to the crib though. And then sophomore year, off the chain. Junior year, he's coming in highly anticipated now. Probably all city type nigga. Little nigga, right? I'm telling you, little 5'4", look like Drake type nigga. Nigga was a whole monster though, no cap. Work ethic was ridiculous. Junior year, balled out even harder than the sophomore year campaign. I'm talking about he probably broke city records with the take back yards, return yards, and shit, taking shit to the house. At this time, I played with this guy. Now, I was on special teams blocking or something. No cap. I probably held at least a touchdown back from this kid and was mad about it because I know he's that nice. Man, my boy would take the next one back to the crib like, don't even trip. Made me feel good. Like, man, I ain't even fuck up that bad. But my boy was a whole beast, right? So junior year campaign, probably unrecognized all-city LA player of the year. Straight up. Like, no cap. Not even... Fuck what the newspaper said and all that. I seen shit. He was true. Now, going into his senior year, he's probably in the nation, probably top 100 for sure. And then guess what happens? He attends one of the, football camps, UCLA camp, and my boy tears his ACL. Boom. Now I witnessed firsthand the recovery and rehab and surgeries and shit that it takes to get back to, your former self from an ACL. And I saw my boy go through it, and it was rough, but he did it. He played just good enough to get a scholarship to Hawaii. Now he was probably set to go to SC or UCLA, Alabama, something like whatever he wanted because he was that nice. But since he tore his ACL, them offers had dropped, and he ended up accepting an offer from Hawaii. Now, all right, bam, he over there messing with I think it was Mark something Brennan. He just passed away. Rest in peace to Brennan, Colt Brennan, and he was a hell of a quarterback, hell of a man, and he was the quarterback over there in Hawaii. Hawaii had a high-powered offense. Now, my boy Philly, being a freshman, immediately takes the field, special teams immediately, part-time receiver. And, he probably freshman year, he was top 10, top 15 return yards in the nation, right? So, because he was just that nice. Now, sophomore year, first game of his sophomore campaign against, guess who? My favorite, your favorite, LA's favorite, USC Trojans. Now, first play of the game, sophomore campaign, my boy Jason Ferguson, a.k.a. Philly, a.k.a. Young J. Fergie, whatever you want to call him. He's a good stand-up guy. First play of that game of the season, second year in college, sophomore campaign, he returns opening kickoff, runs 20 yards, makes a nice cut, boom, falls short, tore his ACL. But, he's already dealt with this before, so him tearing his ACL again, it probably felt like, man, I think it might be done because I don't know if I can go through that same commitment to recovery like I did before, which I witnessed, which I'm telling you, I couldn't come back from a bad cold like that. You know what I'm saying? He came back from a whole surgery with the extras, and it was really something that's book worthy. Just because I witnessed greatness on a gladiator scale. And then after he tears his ACL, first kickoff, second year of his college career, first game of the second year, he tears his ACL. He continues to play as if I'm going to see how bad it is. Now, mind you, he's on a torn ACL. Since next snap's coming off of the return, he's at receiver slot running out routes to test his knee to see if it was as severe as he might have thought it could have been. But I watched this game on TV. He actually probably ran the routes. Explosion wasn't there, and it was just a courageous effort and much respect and hats off to him. And that was the last play of Jason Ferguson's football career. But that does not undermine the idea that in my whole entire witnessing of sports since I've been alive, since 1985, and the hypothesis that I put on analyzing each player, every move, every second of everything that I would be watching.